Hey everybody, welcome back to Go Game Academy. Today we're going to be talking about party games and what a party game is and kind of the general dynamics of party games. Let's just get started. Party games are basically any game that can involve lots and lots of people playing games at once or playing a game at once.
Yep.
Usually happens at social gatherings, parties, stuff like that. And the thing about party games is, like I said, many people can play, and so you're not just sitting down at the table,
waiting your turn,
like that, collecting 200 on go, none of that.
Everybody can get involved. Everybody can play at a time and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
There are a lot of fun, different types of party games out there. Some that are kind of boxed games that someone has put a name to and put official rules to, and then others like Mafia. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that game.
I think everybody has heard about that game. Yeah, Mafia is very popular. But things like Mafia, Spot the Signal, with different party games that aren't boxed per se.
Yeah, they're games that everyone knows and everyone's played a lot, but nobody has actually put an official name or rules to.
Yeah.
Usually party games are split into two different teams, although no one actually says it has to be two. I guess you could do 3 or 4, however many you need.
How many? Yeah, exactly. How many people show up? Things like that. So you split everybody up into different teams, and then you basically explain the rules and then play the game. It's that simple. So there are 2 basic categories for party games: active party games and passive party games. So let's go over the passive party games really quickly. Passive party games are basically the games that are guess how many gumballs are in the jar, things like that, where it doesn't require much socializing, much thought even. To play. Whereas active party games require you to get up, require you to interact, act out scenes, things like that. So let's go over a couple active party games that are unboxed, and then a couple boxed party games.
So the first thing we want to talk about is some of these unboxed party games that we were talking about. And again, we call them unboxed because nobody has kind of put an official title or official rule book to these games.
Exactly.
One of these unboxed party games that we're talking about is called Guess What Movie. In this game, there are 2 teams. One team stays in the room, the other team leaves the room, and then the team that's still in the room chooses a movie that they want the other team to act out in kind of a telephone fashion.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So the team that is out of the room, one by one, they come in. And so they call the team in the room calls the first person in. They say, okay, we want you to act out Toy Story, right? So then a second person from the team outside of the room comes in. The first person from that team acts it out, and the second person has to figure out what movie it is, and then kind of continues on in that fashion until the last person of the team that's outside of the room comes in, and then that person has to guess.
Has to guess that movie.
As in telephone fashion, right?
Yep. So it's a lot of fun. We suggest doing it at every party just because it's funny, it's silly, it gets everybody, kind of out of their comfort zone a little bit with just acting it out. So it's a lot of fun.
All right, some of these boxed party games that we were talking about earlier, there's lots of them. Wits and Wagers, Just One, Code Names. I mean, there's quite a bit. Yeah. Telestration is one of my favorites, but that's a pretty famous game. So we'll probably talk about some others. But if you want a list, come to our website because go GoGameAcademy.com. We've got a lot of party games here. But a few we did want to talk about. Code Names, I think we've talked about this one in multiple videos. But this is a really fun game, split into 2. You have 25 cards out here, on the table. And all of these cards
have random words on it. Just
random words.
Any type of word. And then there's 2 people that are the code givers, right? They're following this key. That shows the Wi-Fi grid that Philip was explaining. They follow this key, and we'll put pictures in so you guys can follow along. But basically, it's our job to tell our teams what words are for my team and what words are for his team, right? And the
code givers.
Yeah, the code givers. And the first team to get all of their cards on the table are the winners.
Yeah, and so it's a really fun game. Some of the cards are going to connect with some of the others, you know, and so the code word I might give is snow, you know, and then one of the random words on the table might be mountain, and another one might be white, and another one might be cold, and
yeah.
You know, so if I can connect as many words as I can faster than Daniel's team can, you know, then we win. And so it's a really fun game. Really easy to play, really hard to play well.
Well, and what we really like about Codenames is that it doesn't really require, you know, 4 to 6 players. It can require, it can have as many players as you want, because like we said, it only requires 2 code givers and then 2 different teams. So anyone can join and anyone can participate in this game. So we really, really like it.
Yeah, it's an awesome game.
These are the party games that we wanted to talk about. I'll make sure to add a link below if you guys want to go check out the whole article, because there's quite a few more games, party games, even unboxed party games, you know, things like that. But please like, subscribe, comment, engage with us. Let us know if you guys have any party games that you play with your family or friends that we didn't talk about. Other than that, we love you guys. We'll see you next time.